Before he ever flexed his muscles on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Terry Crews was actually suiting up on the football field. He played in the NFL as a defensive end and linebacker for teams like the Los Angeles Rams and the San Diego Chargers. While his football career wasn't exactly headline-making, it gave him the discipline and presence that would later help him shine on screen. Crews has said the constant pressure of staying on a team helped shape his strong work ethic, shares NBC. Once he left the NFL, Crews didn't jump right into acting. He painted portraits for a while to support his family and gradually transitioned into entertainment. He started landing roles that capitalized on his physique and charisma, and from there, his comedic chops took center stage. It's hard to picture Sergeant Terry Jeffords without thinking how far he came from the gridiron, adds NPR. It's tough to imagine Breaking Bad's Walter White in anything other than a lab coat, but Bryan Cranston nearly wore a badge instead. In his early years, he trained to become a police officer, following in his father's footsteps. But during a cross-country motorcycle trip, he had a revelation that law enforcement wasn't what he truly wanted. That adventure changed everything, shares the Irish Times. Cranston eventually found his way to acting, starting with commercials and bit parts. He paid his dues with decades of small roles before finally landing breakout gigs on Malcolm in the Middle and later Breaking Bad. His background in discipline and control may have played a part in how well he portrayed complex characters. It's safe to say he chose the right path, explains The Laced. Long before she became America's favorite redhead on I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball was working a very different kind of job. In her youth, she worked in a factory and also dabbled in fashion modeling. She even posed for Chesterfield cigarette ads in the 1930s. But her early efforts to break into show business were anything but smooth. She took acting classes in New York but was told she didn't have the talent for it. That didn't stop her from trying. Ball kept at it, eventually landing roles in B-movies before breaking into television and changing sitcom history. Her start might have been humble, but her determination was anything but. Before Jon Hamm turned heads as Don Draper on Mad Men, he was helping teenagers find their stage presence. Hamm worked as a high school drama teacher in his hometown of St. Louis. In fact, one of his students was Ellie Kemper, who went on to star in The Office and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Teaching gave him insight into storytelling and character work from a different angle. Eventually, Hamm moved to Los Angeles to give acting a real shot. It wasn't instant success, he struggled for years and even considered quitting. But once he landed Mad Men, everything changed. That teaching experience may have made him even more aware of the impact good acting can have. Before her and The Good Wife made her a household name, Julianna Margulies was grinding away in the service industry. She worked as a waitress and bartender in New York City, juggling auditions and side gigs to make ends meet. She said those jobs gave her thick skin and great people reading skills. And they paid just enough to keep her afloat while she waited for a break. That break came with her, where she was only supposed to appear in one episode. But audiences loved her, and the role of Nurse Carol Hathaway became a staple of the series. Margulies proved she had both the grit and talent to go the distance. Her journey is a great reminder that patience and hustle can pay off. It might surprise fans of Grey's Anatomy to learn that McDreamy started out juggling, literally. As a teenager, Patrick Dempsey competed in national juggling competitions. He was also into magic tricks and almost pursued a career as a performer in that field. It wasn't acting at first that captured his attention. His stage presence, honed from talent shows and performances, eventually led him to theater auditions. He moved into film roles in the 80s and later re-emerged in a big way with Grey's Anatomy. That youthful confidence from his juggling days likely helped him carry the weight of a lead role. Who knew sleight of hand could turn into serious drama? Before Danny DeVito was stealing scenes on Taxi or causing chaos in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he was cutting hair. More specifically, he trained as a hairdresser at his sister's beauty salon. He even attended cosmetology school to learn makeup and styling techniques. DeVito has joked that he originally wanted to do women's hair just to meet girls, but while working in the beauty industry, he stumbled into theater makeup and decided to study acting. That decision brought him to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, where he began to find his voice as a performer. DeVito's unique look and sharp comedic instinct set him apart. It's hard to picture him with a blow dryer now, but he's never forgotten where he came from. Long before Jane Lynch became Sue Sylvester on Glee, she was doing anything she could to get stage time. She spent time performing on cruise ships, doing musical numbers and comedy skits for tourists. She also racked up dozens of commercials, including one for Frosted Flakes. It was a hustle, but it gave her a wide range of experience. Lynch has said she learned how to handle all kinds of audiences during that time. She didn't break out in TV until much later, but when she did, her timing and charisma were undeniable. Those early performances helped shape the powerhouse we see today. And honestly, she probably made cruise ship guests laugh just as hard back then. Before playing the morally flexible Saul Goodman on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, Bob Odenkirk was making people laugh behind the scenes. He worked as a writer on Saturday Night Live in the late 80s and early 90s. He also contributed to The Ben Stiller Show and Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Writing sketch comedy gave him a knack for rhythm and tone. Eventually, Odenkirk started performing in his own comedy duo, Mr. Show with Bob and David, which became a cult favorite. That background made his dramatic turn as Saul even more striking. He brought nuance and wit to a character who could have been one-dimensional. Turns out, years of writing jokes gave him the tools to create something unforgettable. Before winning hearts on Friday Night Lights and Nashville, Connie Britton had political ambitions. She interned at the U.S. Senate during college, working for a prestigious senator and getting a close-up view of American politics. It was a competitive, intense environment, and Britton was right in the middle of it. But something about acting kept tugging at her. After graduation, she moved to New York to pursue acting full-time, starting with off-Broadway plays. Her career took years to really heat up, but she stayed the course. When Friday Night Lights hit the air, Britton finally got her due. All that political poise might have helped shape her iconic calm, capable characters. Ken Jeong isn't just playing a doctor on TV, he actually was one. Before his breakout role in The Hangover and his run on Community, Jeong was a licensed physician. He completed his medical degree at UNC Chapel Hill and practiced internal medicine. His patients had no idea their doctor would one day be famous for leaping out of trunks in comedies. Jeong has said he never stopped loving comedy, even during med school. He performed at clubs and festivals while pulling hospital shifts. Eventually, he made the leap to full-time acting and never looked back. But he's still a doctor at heart and even used his platform during the pandemic to spread health information. Mayim Bialik didn't just play a genius on The Big Bang Theory, she is one. Bialik earned a PhD in neuroscience from UCLA and was on track for a long academic career. Her research focused on obsessive-compulsive disorder in adolescents with Prader-Willi syndrome. But acting had always been in her life since her early days on Blossom. She took a break from showbiz to focus on school and her kids, then returned with The Big Bang Theory. The role of Amy Farrah Fowler was a perfect fit, blending science and comedy. Bialik has since become a spokesperson for STEM education. Her career path is one of the rare times Hollywood and academia overlap in a big way. Before his days as the grumpy, brilliant Dr. House on House, Hugh Laurie had Olympic dreams. While at Cambridge University, he was a competitive rower and trained extensively. He even won a national championship in rowing and had ambitions of making the British Olympic team. But an illness derailed his plans. During recovery, Laurie joined the university's Footlights Club, a legendary breeding ground for British comedy. That led him to meet longtime collaborator Stephen Fry. The rest is sketch comedy history. His athletic discipline probably came in handy during the intense filming of House, which required both physical and emotional endurance. Before lighting up Saturday Night Live with her characters, Kristen Wiig had one of the most relatable jobs around, selling hot dogs. She worked at a mall food court in Rochester, New York, wearing the uniform and all. It wasn't glamorous, but she did what she had to do. She also took odd jobs like floral arranging and art tutoring. Eventually, Wiig moved to Los Angeles and joined the Groundlings, an improv group known for launching careers. That experience shaped her comedic voice and led directly to her SNL audition. She's since become a film star and respected writer, but those early jobs gave her plenty of material and humility. Steve Buscemi might be best known for playing intense, offbeat characters in shows like Boardwalk Empire, but his real-life background is even more surprising. In the 1980s, Buscemi worked as a firefighter in New York City. He was with Engine Company 55 in Manhattan and even returned to volunteer after 9/11 to help his former colleagues. It's a part of his life he doesn't often advertise, but it shaped who he is. When he shifted into acting, he brought a sense of real-world grit to every role. He never looks like he's faking it, probably because he's seen true intensity firsthand. That authenticity makes him compelling no matter the part. From firehouse to film set, Buscemi's path is one of the most unexpected and admirable.